This video is for you if you're about to launch a search or you're looking for someone right now and you want to make sure that you're recruiting the right person. So before we kick anything off, here's one tip that is the overarching theme of this video, which is we can't start a search. We can't possibly know where to look for someone until we understand where the company is going. So if you think about it, what normally happens, at least in my experience, is someone will say, okay, we're hiring. We're looking for a insert title, chief digital officer, chief technology officer, head of product, whatever it may be, head of data. The next statement is, we need them to have done X. We need these few things. We need these, whatever it may be. It's very easy to get wrapped up into what someone's done before we understand where everyone's going. And this needs to be a conversation between the hiring manager, HR, internal talent acquisition, HR business partner, external search firm, everybody. All right, let's dive in. These are the top 3 questions that I like to ask clients when we're kicking off a search. All right, number 1, how do you define success for this person? And we can really dive in there. We can talk about first 90 days, first 6 months, first year. But when we're all on the same page with those milestones and we first really talk about that, then we can think about, okay, I know who's done this before. I know what companies have been on this journey before. So understanding that success definition really explains what the job is at the end of the day. Let's talk about an example of this. So over the years, I've been retained on a number of chief digital officer positions. And if you think about it, every single company defines digital transformation or even digital differently. So when you dive into how do you define success for this person, first 90 days, first 6 months, first year, you'll get widely different answers. And that's what the job is. I've talked to companies where they define digital as insourcing technology. I've talked to other companies where they define digital as streamlining the customer experience across multiple channels and moving from a phone-based sales culture to digital. Everyone defines it in their own way. So once we all understand that journey, then we can really think about where we're hunting for talent. Question number 2, what roadblocks will this person face? Now, I love this question. This uncovers that tell me about your culture conversation that we all have, but it ends up being quite similar everywhere. So if you think about the roadblocks this person will face to do the transformation that you're asking them to do, that's a great way to understand the culture and also understand how to assess talent. In my experience, when I've asked this question, I've heard answers from this person will come in and the business really doesn't want to change. And this person's going to have to influence and gain buy-in from executives. It's been, look, we've been doing things the same way for a long time, and your technology peers aren't really going to understand why processes are changing. So again, an influence situation. But when you think about it, when you dive into these roadblocks, that's where you can spend your time assessing talent and understanding if they've been through those situations before and how they've overcome them, because that how is really critical to how they're going to do it at their next company. All right. Question number 3 is, why are you looking externally for talent? Again, I love this question. It uncovers so much about a search. If you think about it, when you launch a search, you're looking internally first. You're looking at the direct reports, you're looking at peers, you're looking across the organization. There's a reason you decided to look externally. And discussing that and understanding that with everybody involved in the search will really help crystallize what we're looking for. Everyone has a different opinion on what the seniority is of the role. And it's really hard to gauge, especially if it's a new relationship working with a recruiter, just how senior this person needs to be. So when you ask this question of why are you looking externally, you can really dive into those direct reports and understand why none of them are qualified for the role, but more importantly, what this person needs to have so that those people will look up to them. You know, when they join, they'll say, you know what, I get it. I get why you brought this person in. I can learn a lot from them. So those are my top 3 questions I like to ask to make sure that we're all on the right track and understanding what we're looking for. Of course, there are other questions to ask, but I find that these 3 are the most critical and the most telling. I'm Somer Hackley at Distinguished Search, I'm going to be posting videos like this both on the employer side and the job seeker side for executives across technology, digital, data, and product. So if there's anything on your mind, I would love to know about it.